CHAMPS Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Hi, everyone, and today, among other things, it's National Eat What You Want Day, which, let's face it, in the quarantine is every day. It's also National Twilight Zone Day, so there's that. Welcome to episode 29 of State Champs Live, presented by Lawrence Tech. Over 100 degree programs offered at a university consistently ranked one of the best in the Midwest, according to U.S. News and World Report. Find out more at ltu.edu. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. My name is Lauren Plant. We are joined by one of the most successful former high school athletes to ever come out of the state of Michigan in just a minute. But first, let's check out the headlines for Monday, May 11th. Lineman Bonanza. More than 1,200 pounds of Michigan linemen committed to Division I schools on Sunday. A pair of PSL offensive tackles included. Cass Tech's Terrence Enos Jr. and King's Brandon Honorable committed to Pittsburgh within hours of each other, while River Rouge defensive tackle Pius Ojugo committed to Central Michigan in the evening. Flint Power's two-way interior lineman Logan Murray accepted a preferred walk-on spot at Michigan State. AHL cancels the remainder of the season. Like most leagues around the country, the American Hockey League stopped play on March 12th due to the escalating COVID-19 pandemic. Most teams having played no more than 63 games. Will those standings from that day now become the final official standings? The AHL announced the cancellation of the remainder of its season, including the Calder Cup. The Grand Rapids Griffins finished third in the AHL's Central Division. MLB putting forward plan for abbreviated season. Major League Baseball expected to discuss plans for an abbreviated season in a conference call between owners on Monday, but whatever is resolved will have to garner approval from the Players Union. The plan will reportedly include roughly an 80-game schedule, expanded playoffs, and use of the designated hitter in both leagues. MLB had reportedly already informed teams that the draft would be limited to 5 rounds from the normal 40, which will limit opportunities for more than 1,000 additional players. All right, those are the headlines. Let's get to today's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. Is it going to snow again this season? Of course, it's Michigan, or you say, no way. Find State Champs Michigan on Twitter. Please vote for today's question of the day. We'll read the results tomorrow. Well, today on Live, we are joined by our first Super Bowl champion to join us. But before we start, here was our first introduction to the guy on State Champs 15 years ago. 2004 was a banner year for Detroit Crockett. PSL champs for the first time, the Rockets finished 12-1 and powered their way to the D5 state semifinals. Led by a defensive menace in the middle, he's back and getting a lot of attention. That's because 1 year ago he amassed 135 tackles, 20 sacks, 6 interceptions, and 10 fumble recoveries. Meet 6'2", 235-pound Brandon Graham. And when many of the nation's publications, including USA Today, decided who was going to be the top linebacker in the nation, well, the answer, you're looking at him. And now you're looking at him 15 years later. So here he is. The former Crockett Rocket, decade-long Philly Eagle, Brandon Graham joins us. Thank you so much for taking some time to be here. We appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you, man. That was my first time on camera like that, so that was cool to go back and see.
Right, for sure. It was one of my first stories, actually, as a reporter on State Champs. So, yeah, a couple of firsts there. But Crockett High School doesn't even exist anymore. It merged with Finney, is now East English Village. When you heard about that, did that kind of crush you when you heard that Crockett would be no longer?
Oh, yeah, it did at first, and then afterwards, I was just like, well, let's try to get everybody at Crockett to go to the same place so that you can feel that love when you come home. And I think that, majority of the guys that I was messing with as far as coaches, and then some teachers I still keep up with. It's just good to know that they all kind of still in the same area.
Yeah. What role did high school football play in your life? How did it help shape you into the man you are now?
Well, having good coaches, is key. You got people that genuinely have love for you and just want to make sure you succeed. I had that, and so with Coach McGee and Coach Oden, I still, talk to those guys on a everyday basis almost, and just making sure that we check in and during, especially during this time right now, Corona's going on. You want to make sure family is good, and I think it played a big part for me because I didn't have, a dad in the household, but my dad was, in my life. It's just, it was just good because I was the oldest of three sisters and I didn't have no brothers. So everywhere outside of my home was my brothers, like the football field. And, when I'm with my dad or when I'm with the coaches, because I used to be over their house quite a bit, because sometimes you have their sons that you have a friendship with because they are part of the team, and you just pretty much just go where the wind blows, man, and where you feel comfortable. And I was just happy to have those coaches because I was definitely comfortable with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. You guys had that great breakdown. You'd come out and go, hoo ha, and you'd be like, ah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Hey,
always, and not only that, you were actually also the kicker and the punter.
oh yeah, I was seeing some of the clips that you had. Man, I would love to buy some of that stuff from you guys if you have any extras because I
Yeah.
always, wanted to get some old film of my high school days, and I know that y'all recorded a lot of different ones. So I just didn't know just looking at some of the highlights, how we can make that happen because I would love to
Okay.
just sit back and watch it.
Hey, what is ours is yours. I can be sure that we will do that. You guys got as far as the state semifinals in 2004, one step away from the state finals. Was that hard to accept that you guys didn't quite get all the way?
Yeah, cause man, we lost to the same teams back to back, like Jackson Lumen Christie. That first year in the semifinals, we had a really good game. We just couldn't stop that quarterback receiver duo. We was stopping the run, but they was really, they was fighting. They fought for everything, and they went out and won the championship both years we lost to them. It was between us and them, and Jackson Lumen Christie, they prevailed, and it was tough because we lost the first year 9-0. We was on the goal line. We ran a throwback and it was intercepted. A tip, the interception. You see it right there. Oh, I
Yeah,
was sick. We had it. He just underthrew him, and so we lost that one 9-0. And then the next year we lost 35-21. So it was just that wasn't even close. They had our number that year, the following year. But that first year we had a shot to win it all and we couldn't get
yeah.
it done.
That's all right. At least you had a shot. You guys had some key playoff wins. You moved on to the
Yeah.
Michigan Wolverines, famously part of the Rich Rod era. What game do you look back as your all-time favorite while you were a Wolverine?
I would have to say that during the Rich Rod era, it was the 500 game against Wisconsin, and I had three sacks that game, and so we was out there. We came back. They was beating us 19-0. Everybody thought it was over, and we came back and went in overtime, and we beat them. I think it was 27-19. Man, and it ended up turning out to be one of the greatest games I was a part of right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The 500th game at the Big House, which made it so extra special. Everybody was just so fired up after that. If you have any questions or comments for Philadelphia Eagle Brandon Graham, now's the time to do it on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. We'll ask him those in just a couple of minutes. First round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles in 2010. Did you ever think 10 years later you would still be playing in the NFL at such a high level?
You know what? You always dream of it, but when you actually get there, it's gonna take a lot of work. And so as I figured it out, I started to believe that man, I could really do this for a long time. And so um being with the same team, is one of those things where I'm like, wow, I stayed here all my career, I got drafted here, and I had three different coaches during this time, and you know, I seem to win over, every coach that I've came in contact with. So, I just started to make sure that I poured into the guys as I got older, to help them out because I had a bunch of good vets that taught me how to be a pro, and I'm thankful for that too.
And obviously you have to take incredible care of yourself. You have to be prepared physically and emotionally. But whoops. But not only that, not only that, you have to have a tremendous amount of luck. The average career of an NFL player is just 3 years. Yet here you are
Yeah.
still standing and ready to play in the future.
Yeah, I think that number one, you gotta take care of your body. You gotta make sure that you put into your body as far as eating wise, the right stuff. When you're younger, you have a lot of time, but not really that long. They give you, you got to figure it out, and then you start to figure out what's best for you. And so, like I said, I had great vets that taught me how to be a pro and what it took, each and every day watching them. And so I just took bits and pieces from them and, added it to my game. And man, it's been the best thing ever because, I'm going into year 11 right now, still feeling like I can, play fit to 15, like 4 more years.
Wow, that would be amazing, man. You're definitely blessed. No question about
Oh
it.
man, I'm definitely thankful for real.
Yeah, for sure.
For real.
2018, you win the Super Bowl. You make a huge play. The strip sack seals the win. Ironically, it was a Wolverine on Wolverine crime. But unlike
Man.
Charles, but unlike the Charles Woodson play when he was with the Raiders, that was not called a fumble. Yours was. The rest is history. I mean, what a moment.
Oh, that was a great moment for me, man. I mean, something that I'll always remember, something that I can always, let my son and my daughter watch, when they come of age, and let them know that you can aspire to be anything that you want to do, And so, you just go out there and you put the work in. You never know when your opportunity is gonna come. Just be ready for it and make sure that you stay ready by focusing on the day, focusing on what you need to do, and just keep on staying prayerful and enjoying life. But man, I'm telling you, that was the best moment, of my life other than my kids and my wife.
Exactly. We're going to be getting your questions next with Brandon Graham. But first, let's flash back to some highlights of a big PSL football game from 2005. Let's check out this moment in state champs history.
We got to work on Crockett and try to stop Brandon Graham and his little teammates.
Some bulletin board material from 15 years ago from Detroit Cody as they were going up against Crockett for a first place battle in the Detroit Public School League. Matthew McDaniel for the Rockets. The 10-yard score that put him up 6-0. Andre Petway for Cody takes the opening kickoff to start the second half. 93 yards to the house. Comets led 14-6. Final minute of the game. Crockett down 22-18. McDaniel, the 20-yard gain inside the red zone. Then, a few plays later, McDaniel punches it in from a yard out. Crockett pulls it out. 25-22 the final. This moment in state champs history is presented by Lawrence Tech Athletics. Recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. That's right. Long before turf, right? That was real grass. You had to get out there.
That was real grass right there.
Yeah, your shoulder pads too. Everybody said were so huge.
Yeah,
they're not streamlined today.
That is for real. Them shoulder pads was kind of lopsided. Had some people looking funny, but man, I really love that game. I didn't never know that that interview what he said. I didn't know he said Brandon Graham his little teammates. That was funny. Oh man.
Exactly. A little trash talk
Yeah.
right at the beginning, because we always try
Yeah.
to film like one of the opening huddles or something, when you guys are getting ready, and that's what he said. So, oh well.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
well.
Let's go ahead and get to any of the questions that we have here. And you kind of alluded to this before, but what's your plans after your NFL playing career is over? I know we kind of addressed that, but you want to be
But yeah,
coaching first.
coaching first, and then afterwards, with me having, you never know. It could be a part of y'all, but
That's
NBC
right.
Sports in Philly. Hopefully, state champs come to Philly. That's hopefully
Yes,
in the works soon, and
you can bet
we
on
just
it.
kind of go from there. But I'm just thankful for the opportunities. I'm gonna try to exhaust everything and see what I love most because I want to be able to love it like how I do football, and that's why I said I'm gonna take a chance first on like just being a part of the coaching, brotherhood, and then and we'll see.
If you could go back in time and give your high school self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Work a little harder, you know, because I felt like I dominated a little in high school, but not as much as I could have, if I would have really put that work in like how I'm doing now. What I know now, that's what I would say. Hey man, get your butt off your stop playing the game. Go work out. Go do this. Have a regimen of what I have now. That's what I would do. That's what I would say.
We can only dream here, and you know this growing up here. I mean, we have one playoff win in 50 years for Lions fans. We would love nothing more. And you've had the opportunity to play the Lions a few times, even that incredible snow game when you guys actually came back and beat the Lions in your own house. What do you remember about the experiences you've had as a professional playing against Detroit?
Well, it's been crazy, man. Detroit is kind of tricky because the year we won against them on Thanksgiving, and the year we got blew out on Thanksgiving, we played them twice on Thanksgiving. That was crazy. And then like the snow game, we came back and beat them. It was one year where they came back and beat us at our house. It went to overtime, and Calvin Johnson made this crazy catch, and then they kicked the field goal, win the game. It was just, it's been. I think I'm like 2-3 against the Lions since I've been in the league. Yep, 2-3.
Wow, that's crazy. There's not many teams that are 2-3 against the Lions in
Oh,
general.
I know.
Uh, what are you going to do? All right, we have a couple more. How does Brandon think the upcoming season will be different from years before?
Well, you're gonna hear everybody on the sideline because it's gonna be no fans. Then they probably gradually gonna have a certain amount of people come in, that can sit in the stands, and you know, and just until we get a hold on this thing. But I really believe that in the beginning you're gonna hear a lot of trash talk on the sideline after every play. They gonna hear us, and it's gonna be like we practicing against each other, but you out there for a game.
But you believe there will be an NFL season.
I do. I do. Only because they gonna figure it out. It's too much money that's a part of the NFL that has to be made, and so I think that they gonna figure it out. Even if they started later, I think that it will be a season.
All right. Well, Brandon Graham, I know you've been involved in donating meals to those in need. You do a lot of other great work with the city. You're an incredible ambassador for Detroit. We all respect you very, very much. So thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Nah, I appreciate y'all. I respect y'all too, cause y'all done work y'all butt off. I see where y'all at, man. I still
All right.
follow everything, so I appreciate y'all having me on.
You got it, man. We'll do it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. Let's take a look at today's MHSAA clip of the day. And that's your clip of the day. And we want your clip to be the clip of the day. Send us a link to yours on any of our social media platforms. We'll check it out. Do you know how to squat properly? I bet you don't. Check out this sample of DMC's Game Changers.
Start in the 4-point position like this. Toes underneath you, straight. Then make sure that shoulders and hands are in line and hips are in line. Head's in a good position. You're not dumped forward like this, so you're straight looking, chin tuck. Make sure you push up through your chest, fill that hollow in your back, and this stays rock solid.
All right, watch the full 2-minute video. Learn how Laura Ramos helps you squat correctly. You can find all of our Game Changer segments by downloading our free State Champs Sports app or at statechampsnetwork.com or any of our social media platforms, including our YouTube playlist. All right, State Champs, RoboZone is your home for competitive robotics. Search RoboZone Show for tons of content on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, our app, and Instagram. The State Champs Esports League of Legends high school playoffs are underway. Check out Michigan high schools competing for the ultimate honor as state champ. You can find it on the State Champs Esports Twitch channel. We also have a lot of other fun game action there, so check it out. Also, let's see the result of Friday's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the game, of the day. Which game system are you using most to play video games during the quarantine? Xbox just beats out PlayStation. All right, tomorrow on Live, she began her career at State Champs, and now she's a reporter with Altitude TV in Colorado, covering, among other things, the Colorado Avalanche. Lauren Jabara will be here, so join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. And if you know of a guest or topic we should talk about or two here on Live, please email our show coordinator, Amanda. Her email address is amanda@yellowflagproductions.com. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of State Champs Live.
Right now, we are all longing for the roar of a crowd, the excitement of a stadium filled with cheering fans, and the ecstasy of celebrating a hard-fought victory. Right now, we're all on the same team, and we must do our part to make sure as many students, athletes, coaches, teachers, parents, and loved ones are there when we have the luxury to resume our rivalries and start rooting for our teams once again. Stay home and stay safe.
State Champs Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.